addict, bum, homeless, convicted felon, all the things of death and destruction that come from active addiction, right? Shout out to Bird House. I'm Kev. I am PTSD, proof that success is destined.
I'm Sheena.
And Sheena don't really like to do this. But no, this is a safe space though, right? This is a
Yeah.
safe space to express that we are proof that success is destined. And and I know you don't like to do this, right?
Right.
But people always see shy, happy, laughing, Sheena. But I honestly think that, I see a lot of these, like what they call podcasts and all that stuff. And
Right.
people give a lot of credit to the rappers. No disrespect to the rappers, the basketball players, the ballers, the designer people. But for me, being a ain't no question, addict, bum, homeless, convicted felon, all the things of death and destruction that come from active addiction, right? I feel that we need to create a safe space for the normal folks to get some credit.
Right.
Proof that success is destined. You know, the therapists tell us, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Right. PTSD.
Right, but for so long we dwell in that old diagnosis.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic stress, right? We all got that. If we went to Baltimore City Public Schools, you got PTSD. If you grew up in East Baltimore, you got PTSD. So, for me, I'm just glad I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be alive if, first for my God and my understanding,
Right.
and then for you dealing with my bullshit. I
Yeah.
know you don't want to be here. I know you don't like this, but you have a story that young girls need, no, not young girls, women need to hear.
Right.
That is proof that success is destined. Real quick, I come from a great home, right? My father worked, mother worked, Boys and Girls Club, all that old kind of stuff. But who would ever thought that at the age of 15, I would start off smoking a blunt and then fast forward to the age of 40, I'm somewhere shooting dope and smoking crack.
Right.
But we sit here today. I sit here today. You sit here today. Bird sit here today. Shout out to my brothers like Hamp, Styles, all these brothers. That's proof that success is destined. That they've been through some things. Your friends, Zing and all. Y'all are proof that success is destined. Who would ever thought that I'd be sitting here after being a homeless bum with sticking needles in my neck, that now I would be a college graduate. I'm glad you helped me with my homework though. A college graduate.
Yeah.
Right?
We both got that certificate.
Yeah, you did too. You did too. Like shout out to my brother Sharifs and the Aprils and the man who works down the port. These are people that need to have a platform that can show that they are proof that success is destined and been through some stuff.
Right.
And now we sit here today, right? So people always see quiet, shy Sheena, right? Tell me what 5-year-old Sheena looked like.
Uh, Shoot. How about 3-year-old? Lost. Like, I remember not knowing where my mother was. Like being in the house by myself, being left alone. Knocking on the neighbors' doors, like asking have they seen my mom. Sitting out on the porch, on the steps, crying. That was at 3 or 4. Yeah, so that young girl, I didn't know. I didn't really understand what was happening. I didn't know my mother was on drugs. I didn't know my father was on drugs. I just knew that I was alone, and I didn't have anyone to really depend on. So it was tough. It was tough. And bringing that into my adult life, like I got diagnosed with PTSD the end of 2017 after being in an abusive relationship.
Wow.
He put guns to my head. I had a real bad kidney infection
I'm gonna
one
kill that nigga.
time,
No, I'm just joking. I'm just
and
joking.
they had to put a PICC line through my heart. And when I came home from the hospital, he tried to take the PICC line out. You know,
That's domestic violence for
yeah.
real.
So I got diagnosed with PTSD, and I learned that, I've had that pretty much my whole life.
Yeah, undiagnosed.
Undiagnosed.
Yeah.
Like these things started coming up in my life. I'm trying to figure out, why am I behaving like this? Why am I, trying to save everybody, help everybody, fix things? Why am I triggered by so much stuff? And it came from my upbringing. It came from me not having that foundation of my parents, the people that were supposed to be there for me, that was supposed to take care of me.
Supposed to nurture us.
Yeah, and so I grew up with a lot of abandonment issues, being the only brown-skinned girl in my family, being teased by my, family members. My mother was light-skinned, real pretty hair, long hair. And, some of my cousins would tell me that I was adopted,
Cause your skin was different than, I hear
And
a lot of girls say that too. Like, people be like, it really hurts them when they say, you pretty for a dark skinned girl. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm sorry.
Yeah. And in some way in my mind, I kind of believe that, because I'm like, well, my mother not here. She, leaving me on steps and leaving me with people. Like, she would leave me with my grandmother. Like, she would knock on the door and leave me on the porch for my grandmother to come pick me up, just, walk off. Some of these are stories that I'm being told as I'm growing up. So some I remember, some is just from stories being told. But I remember the last time being with my mother, I was 6, and we were staying at someone's house, and I was in the room with an older guy, I guess my mother's friend's son. He was maybe 18, 19 at the time.
And
I was 6. I was 6. And that's the first time that I had sex.
Oh, don't tell me that.
I was raped. I was molested at 6 years old. So my introduction to sex wasn't a loving, caring, vulnerable, intimate thing. It was taken from me, And my mother, she found out. She came to the house because she wasn't there at that time.
I think she told
She
me
came. She tried to kill the guy. They called the police. He got arrested. I remember him getting arrested. And the only thing I remember from that point is driving in the car, like taking a long car ride.
With your mother?
Yeah, with my mom. And I had it was bags in the car, taking a long car ride. And I started living with my aunt, my mother's sister. So from age 6 to maybe 11, I was with my aunt. And I didn't really understand. I knew that, I was, moving somewhere else, living somewhere else, but I didn't appreciate it at that time because I wanted my mother.
Because it wasn't home. Yeah.
Even though it was fucked up, and we were living place to place, and my mother would leave me in the house and all kinds of stuff.
But that's your mother.
That's my mom,
Yeah, I can dig that.
And so it took me a long time to really understand and really appreciate that my mother did that for me, because I don't know where my life would be if she didn't make that decision to say, you know what, I'm not a good parent for my daughter right now. I can't protect her. I can't keep her safe. My choices that I'm making are not good, so I'm going to let someone else raise her. And, I didn't have the best life being with, other family members because things happen, and I guess we'll talk about that. But it took me a while to really appreciate that she took me out of that environment.
So let me ask you this. Like, she was on drugs. Mm-hmm. So I believe that she had enough sense to say, I can't take care of her right now.
Right.
So let me drop her off somewhere where she's safe while she continue to mask her pain. Because I know that it's probably hard for a mother to get, to drop their child off.
Right.
And some of the, like you said, regardless of what us as adults do, sometimes, man, kids don't see no wrong in that. And like, I'm glad you shared that. You never told me that 6 years old.
Yeah,
you was molested.
it's hard for me to really talk about
Yeah.
it.
But I'm gonna tell you why you proof. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get better with that. I'm gonna tell you
That's
why
okay.
you are proof that success is destined. Because the therapy and America can make us stay stuck in our shit and saying like, oh, I got post traumatic stress disorder. But I remember you telling me a poem one day, and God did this right, and I was in the shower, and I forgot what the poem what you were
It's
saying.
called
Yeah,
PTSD.
yeah. So I
It's the
was like,
acronym. I made an acronym of different things, you
different
know.
things. And I just was like, proof that success is destined. So I'm like, yo, if I can go from living in an abandoned house, going in Dunkin' Donuts, taking old donuts out the dumpster, shooting dope with puddle water, and to where I am now, I'm married, getting my credit together, college, I'm like, oh shit. This proof that success is destined.
Yeah.
A lot of times we can stay stuck in our past and it'll hold us hostage.
Yeah.
But you talked about that, right? And it's like, people always say, yeah, bro, I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? I come from out the
Out the
slums and
mud,
all. So,
yeah.
but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say this. This one thing why I love my brother Moose, right? Like, and this ain't no disrespect to some of the rappers. I don't know what they did, but I know this brother really come from out that mud. A lot of kids don't have an opportunity. You know how they say, where did Kevin go left? Where did
Yeah.
Kevin go left? Bro, niggas like yo, and
Right.
I know it's fact. They left was already destined for them, and they create a good element for themselves. But me, I had both my parents. I had
Yeah.
no excuses to do what I did. I made conscious decisions because I wanted to people please. You didn't. I had a choice. You didn't have a choice. You didn't have a choice. A lot of people don't have choices.
But we do.
You think we did?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially to the point when we know better, when we learn, you know, of course, as a kid, you don't really have a choice. You can't choose your family
Right,
and none
as
of
children.
that. But when you start to learn what's right and wrong, you have a choice. Now, the opportunity might be a little fucked up or different. It might be harder, but we wake up every day with a choice.
So where did you? And this is why I believe that the IMPTSD network, man, channel is going to be a great space for people to sit down and share their stories about how they became to where they at. And now you got a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
You got good head on your shoulders. I mean, I ain't saying like good head, but a good head on your shoulders.
Don't
but
start.
I'm just saying. But at what point in time, because what's your credentials again? What do you have?
I have a bachelor's in sociology.
You got good head on your shoulders. Coming from a mother who dropped her off on somebody's steps at 7 years old while her mother chased addiction for so many years. Quick story. I remember the first time I met Sheena mother, right?
Yep, she was on her way to treatment.
I was ill. I was in the basement, strung off dope and coke. Now, when I met Sheena, check this out. I'm going to give a little backstory. I met Sheena, I was clean. I had a couple months clean. I was living my life. I was doing good. Me and Sheena met over a book. A friend of ours introduced us. You had a book in your house. But me growing up.
What was it? The Four Agreements.
The Four Agreements. Me growing up off that bullshit urban stuff that's implanted in our head. Oh, she ain't my type. You know, she too tall or she too big. I like them red, thick and wide. You know, all this old bullshit. Like, but nigga, what is your type? You ain't got a pot to piss in there, no window to throw it out of. We bonded over a book,
Right.
and some of our stories.
Our past, yeah.
Our past created a friendship. But I remember the first time I met your mother. I was downstairs in the basement, and you said my mother's getting ready to go to treatment, and your mother give me some dope.
She did.
Me and your mother got high.
I didn't
together.
know that at that time, but I learned
Well,
later. But
But check this out. How old is your mother?
I'm 44. She is 60. She just turned 65.
And she got 2 years clean.
Yep.
Clean and sober off drugs and alcohol. Your mother said she stopped going to school in the 6th grade. She ripped and ran the streets. So
Yeah.
we all are proof. She's proof that success is destined.
Absolutely.
Right? So when we met,
Right.
I was clean. I went back out and used drugs again. And you chose to stick and hang in there. Was that some of your still trying to save people from a child? What was that all about?
Absolutely. I believe it was. Like when we met, we were, we built a friendship.
First
We
and
didn't
foremost.
meet, we didn't really meet on
It wasn't
you
because I had
know,
a bunch of money, bought you bags and shit and all that.
no.
Okay, all right, all right.
You know, just, our mutual friend, basically, she just was like, you in a situation, you got this long distance relationship, he not treating you right, I got somebody for you. Don't take him serious. Don't get in a relationship with him because
Because I'm what?
he in recovery and he,
Oh.
in the program or whatever. But, it's somebody to take your mind off of,
So
And
you
so,
use me basically. But go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'm listening. You heard that, bro? Something to take your mind off and shit. That's the most.
that's
Girl, he
what
just
women
something.
do.
Girl, he just something to play around with. He ain't got to go.
But
But go ahead, go ahead.
look where we in there.
I,
But
I'm
shit, what
okay
did
with
you
that.
say? I mean, you probably was like, man, this damn
I'm trying to
girl,
fuck
she
her.
do right.
Go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
So, I, I was trying hard because I was in that transition. Like, I was really trying to change my my thinking, my behavior. And I was like, I just want to try something different because I ain't had no type. But whoever the hell showed me attention, it was whatever.
Did
You
I
know what I
stem all
mean?
the way back to that 6-year-old girl?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Because like I said, by that being how I was introduced into, love or whatever
Yeah,
the hell it
intimacy.
was,
Yeah.
I just thought I had to give. I had to give, give, give. If it wasn't my body, it was my money. If it wasn't my money, it was my time, my attention, whatever. So I had got tired of doing that. I don't know when. I don't know, like Yana Van said, one day my soul just opened up. I just was like, I was tired of that.
I wonder who she deal
So
with. Ayana Vance.
I think she married. I don't know.
I don't know. She got the answer to everybody. Shit,
Hey,
I like to see who her husband is. But anyway, I'm sorry.
that's how we be. We got the advice for us.
I got
I
the
mean, for everybody
I
else.
can help you
but
with your shit, but when it comes to mine, I'm
yeah,
gonna suppress it.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
But so I just was like, I just wanted to build a friendship. I didn't want to look at you like, oh, he the one, oh, he gonna be the one this time, or, you know what I mean? And so,
when you see me, did you say I was handsome though?
yeah, I was like, oh, he a
I
nice
figured
looking
that.
guy. Shut up. You can
I figured he would knock me down. Go ahead.
We ain't even gonna tell that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about how you
Okay.
did that. Okay.
So,
Somebody gonna DM say, "Oh, I want to know what happened so bad." But go ahead.
We
They go
can get into it.
$5.99, and I tell you the whole
Right,
truth. nothing but the truth,
OnlyFans.
so help me.
We should make an OnlyFans.
We ain't got time for. I'm only
Okay.
got 5 minutes. They ain't gonna want to see that shit.
Right. So, when we connected because I had that empathy because of my mother and my
Right.
father
Right.
and my aunts. It just was all in my family and around me. So I was like, at the end of the day, you're my friend, and I cared about you. I cared about what happened to you or whatever. So when I knew you were trying, I helped you get into treatment. Drove you to Hagerstown, and I didn't look at it like a bad thing. I just was helping a friend, helping somebody
Yeah.
that I cared about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, and it just kind of developed from there. And at the point when it got bad, I'm like, who am I to? I was kind of struggling with myself. Like, all right, I gotta set boundaries out here. It is again,
Boundaries.
Sheena. Like, you
Boundaries.
trying to help, but then it's like, oh, I don't want to leave them. I don't want to, give up on them because people didn't give up on me. Like, what if my aunts and my uncle and my grandmother was like, no, we can't deal with Sheena. She need to go to foster care. So some of that was trauma based, but
Yeah.
and I struggled with that.
Yeah. So I remember one time where I was clean and I went back out to using, and I called you, and you came down to Bochecks on Madison Street.
That was before. That was when we first started.
I don't know what time it was, but you came down. It was in the middle of the park.
Yep.
It was nighttime. I was
Night.
getting high, and I just needed somebody. And you came down there, right? What? This is proof that success is destined, man. Here I have now you have a federal clearance. Here it is a person that has a federal clearance riding around, I'm not going to say what blocks, but certain neighborhoods in East Baltimore, walking through alleys looking for me, yelling my name. I'm overdosing, having seizures, taking off. Here it is, a person who has a federal clearance just so I can go to treatment, going down there. I got a quick story. Sheena wanted to go buy some dope one day.
Oh my gosh, that was
What you do?
that was rock bottom for me.
Wow.
too. That was hard. Cause like we were trying to get you on treatment. You just would not like I gotta go to treatment high. I can't go to treatment sober, And I was so
I gotta go treatment high. Ain't that some shit?
yeah, that's
I gotta go get some help high.
yeah. And so I was like, well,
I'll go
you
get it, because last time you
yeah.
went to go get it, you ain't come back for 4 or 5 days.
And I went down there, and that got a fucking pill of dope, $6. Like, and I'm like, this is like all you need to ruin your fucking life is $6 in the fucking pill. Like in a matter of a minute, like it could have been fentanyl. I just felt it was low. It was a bad.
And what happened? What happened when you said you gave him the $10?
Oh yeah, gave him the 10, right? And he went to give me the $4 back. I was like, oh no, you can keep the change.
Keep the change.
He was like, no, shorty, I don't need you.
Don't know about.
I don't know. I ain't
know
no
you
damn
don't.
addict. I'm just trying to.
Backtrack to the young kid that's listening to this, to the parent, right, that is about to show this to their teenage son, to the woman who is going to show this to her boyfriend who is struggling. Boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries are meant to be set, and they can get broken.
Yeah.
That was a boundary that I promise I never want you to break that ever again. You could every day, man, we put our whole lives in jeopardy behind this thing, right?
Yeah.
For the young kid, man, who gonna watch this, and they wonder, how can a dude who sit there, I guess I'm fresh.
You ain't fresh. What's that Instagram? You ain't fresh. I ain't fresh.
Take your L. Take your L. You know what I'm saying? A person who started with listening to Nas, Illmatic, rolling up White Owls and Philly blunts, you know what I'm saying, Old English, and going to the park, and it was fun. You talk, fast forward to, the perks. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Yeah.
If you popping those, you will sniff some dope one day.
Yeah, especially if you
If you say you never will steal from your child, you will pawn their game one day. You will get your girlfriend to loan you $40 one day. But the way that proof that success is destined is set up, like, you'll be able to pay that shit back one day. If, like you said, that one you get ain't got fentanyl and you die. Right? I was that kid who played football, and you talked about it being 6 years old and your first sexual act. I remember, in this program I'm in, I ain't gonna talk about, they talk about, man, we was addicts way before the drug,
yeah,
right?
I was gonna ask you, how did your addiction start with weed at 15? I mean, we talked about that a lot. Like, where do you think your addiction really started?
I'm gonna say this, and I'm getting gut level honest with this.
Oh shoot, I don't want the microphone.
My first addiction was attention. I was addicted to attention. I did whatever I had to do to get attention. Be my friend. Be the life of the party. Be loud. Be liked. So if I would have ran across some dudes that was slinging guns, that would have been my first addiction, guns. But the people I was around, we smoked weed and we fucked with girls. So drugs is an addiction. But one other addiction that I struggled with was sex. Pornography. You still catch me checking out a little porn.
I know. The goddamn search history.
I'm gonna tell you what.
400 something tabs.
You ain't got to get all how many tabs. I'm working on it. I ain't been in a couple. I'm working on it. Surprise. I'm gonna tell you why. Because everybody was saying they was having sex and I wasn't. So what I do? I lied and said I was doing it. Till the first time I did it, I ain't gonna say her name. You know who she is. She put the thing on me. I've been fucked up ever since. But I remember riding down bikes. Riding past the girl with the skirt on, peeking up their dress. I remember going in my grandfather's cabinet, getting Debbie Does Dallas and all that old kind of shit.
The old VHS tape.
Yeah, the old VHS tape where the women got the bush and everything.
Oh my goodness.
And then, check this out. Addiction is a mental drug. Some people are addicted to selling drugs. Some people are women addicted to sex. It's the feeling we get from it. I remember masturbating and getting that feeling. And then fast forward to the first time I done an opioid.
Same feeling.
I said, oh shit. Same feeling. Addicted ever since then.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So you can't expect for the person who got the husband or the boyfriend that's been doing a drug for 15, 20 years, that shit overpowers love.
Yeah.
It overpowers love. So I think that was my first time ever experimenting with a feeling way before I did the drug, right? So I'm getting into some. You are proof that success is destined. Mom ain't there because a lot of times we blame what we doing because our environment.
Right.
I got fucking up my life. I got whatever. Mama ain't there.
Right.
Father ain't there. You living from house to house. They calling you. The girl that's adopted. You got all this old kind of stuff. How in the hell did you manage to pull yourself together and go off to college?
God.
God.
That's the only thing I can attribute it to, because it's so many other paths that I could have taken. I mean, and it's been close calls. Like,
You ain't never do
being
you ain't never do no stripping in them, did you?
no,
Okay.
I
Nothing
ain't
wrong
never
with
had
strippers.
a.
I like the strippers. We love the strippers.
I'm too. I don't know. I'm
too
shy.
timid.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to be no damn stripper.
So what made you dive
But
into that? Like chase school though.
it was an escape, because that's all I really had. Like, I love to read and learn stuff, and it was an escape for me. So school, I enjoyed school. It was a way for me to, like,
I'm glad you
block
do,
out.
cause ain't no way I would have finished college. Ain't no
it was
way.
it was a way for me to block out everything else that was going on.
Yeah.
Um,
What school you went to?
what you mean, like college?
What college did you go to?
Washington
What
College.
high school did you go to?
I went to Lake Clifton.
I bet you was out the chain up Lake Clifton.
No, I was.
It is going to be some guys that went to Lake Clifton that's going to tune into this and they gonna say,
I mean,
"Oh, I used to
right,
now."
sure. That was before Lake Clifton. You said something earlier about you was telling people you thought everybody was doing it, and so
Yeah.
you lied. I started. I mean, outside of what happened when
What
I was
happened?
6,
Yeah.
I started having sex when I was 12, the 7th grade, because I thought all the other girls was fucking and stuff, and so I was like, okay, well, and that's how I guess lost my virginity the second time or whatever.
No, the first time. This is how at 12 is how you lost it the first time. At 6, it was taken.
Okay.
It was taken. It was taken from you. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, but yeah, I mean, that whole high school being off the hook. No, I was off the hook in middle school. I mean, I was off to the races after that. Like, okay, that's shit. This all this is.
Big youngin, getting the guys that
Just
probably had, you old. You born in the 70s.
I
So,
was not.
you born in the 70s, Sheena. Stop trying to say your 80s, baby. You born in the
Okay.
70s. So you was dealing with the guys that had the Sterlings, the Maximas, going up Lake, walking around St. Lo
Right,
Drive.
right.
All them girls. No disrespect to Lake girls off the chain.
They was off
But
the
let me
chain.
ask you this though.
The let out. That was the high school
let
let
out.
out. Everybody came up there.
You wind up getting pregnant, having your first son, Jaden, my son,
Yeah.
20-some years old.
Yeah, but rewind that. The first time I got pregnant, I was 15.
What do you say to the young girls who believe that's because right now we got the sexy when we had that shit growing up, the Lord Kim.
Yeah, Adina Howard
You
and,
remember
and,
that?
and
You remember
Luke
that?
and
You
all
remember
that.
everybody that's my age remember that Lord Kim poster.
Oh yeah, with her
when she
legs.
had the whole.
Moose knuckle.
She had a Nike boot down her pants. Shut up. And us young boys was
I
looking
still
at
got
that.
this cold.
Us young boys looking at that like, oh. So not saying that the girls nowadays are completely off the chain, because we was too.
Right.
But what do you say to the young girl who just believes that this is my only way out? Like my little sacks and because nowadays they doing Molly and E's and all that. Like,
I would say what somebody told me, because I used to go to church a lot too, and I'll never forget the lady told me that your body, your vessel, is your vessel, and it's like think of it like a rose. Every time you have sex with someone, a rose petal is taken off. It takes the beauty of the rose away. So each time you have sex, boom, another rose petal, till the person that really wants the rose, to admire the rose, is not going to be a rose there anymore, because it, not physically, but just spiritually, your temple is just. So you know, if I could take that back and you know, make different decisions, I would. Save yourself. Like,
Oh,
and
a lot of you niggas ain't ready to get no pussy.
I mean, I mean, that's the day. Listen,
You
if you
can't
do, and
say, I don't believe
I'm
that though.
I'm not saying like save yourself to marriage and all that. I'm not going to, you know, take it that far. But what I'm saying is, these young people need to realize that sex is a spiritual thing. Like you exchanging, you know what I mean, energy with
That's a
somebody.
portal.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah, that's
portal.
where we give life out of. So it's like, don't sleep with somebody that you don't know whether you be able to raise a family with them or like them the next day.
But
Like, just don't keep fucking.
what
You know,
somebody
I
that's
had to learn.
what somebody that's watching this? You mean at a young age, not
Right,
grown up,
right,
not a
right.
grown
Not
ass
grown
woman.
ups.
Grown ass
No, you
woman do
said
whatever
the
you
little
want.
girl. Yeah.
Grown ass woman, you dick no, do whatever you want to do. Give it up, grown women. Give it up. Life too short. Don't keep holding on to it. Keeps having to stand it. Because
Gosh.
somebody probably saying, how the hell how is she gonna sit there and say that when she gave it up to a goddamn dope fiend?
I mean,
But you
we
a grown
all
ass woman. You can do what you want to do with
right,
it.
but we just talking to the young, you know,
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
young
yeah,
ones.
yeah. So proof that success is destiny. You go off to college,
Yeah.
and here's my story. My last day in high school was the 10th grade, 1999, and I come
Dang.
from a good home. I'm very intelligent, but because Yo and them was outside and Shorty and them was outside, and that was the thing to do. Shit, I hauled ass outside. And my mother and father divorced too. When they split, that was my first little bit of trauma. Right?
Okay.
Right? That was my first little bit of trauma. Mom's did what she did. Dad did what he did. Me and bro left to do what we do, and we escaped to the outside. Everything else is everything else is good God Almighty. But
Yeah.
I
So that's
didn't go back to get my high school diploma till COVID.
yeah.
But that is a proof that success is destined.
Yeah.
So you went through all what you went through, and then you finished Lake Clifton. Thank God you didn't get caught up in those shit, because you were dealing with guys and doing all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. When you went, what made you go off to college though?
Well, when I was in middle school, I had a mentor. So that's another thing that helped me too, because I had someone that had, you know what I mean, that had the blueprint, and I
Yeah.
was willing to follow that. Like,
Shout out to the. No, oh, I hate doing this.
what?
Shout out to all the mentors.
Yes, absolutely.
We all need mentors. Kids are gonna continue to be fucked up if their mentor, if their leader is the guy on the corner doing whatever he doing. I know growing up, my mentor, you know, my father always been a working man. I realize now that I was a dumb motherfucker. My best mentor was right in my house.
Yeah.
But shout out to the mentors, man. Dern, I Am Mentality, Tremaine Cares. What else? What else is it, Bird? Uncle
Tendale
T's,
family, Uncle
Tendale
T's.
families. People need to bring their children down to learn hobbies and stuff like that. To the Bird House to learn how to
Yeah.
do videography. We need better mentors. And that's
Yes.
what I'm talking about, though, babe. And I know you had talked to you goddamn much.
No, it's
But this
okay.
is what I'm talking about. PTSD, proof that success is destined, is something like this, man. The electrician, the plumber, my buddy Smooth and them, Kev and them at Opus, April, Diva Style, these are people proof that success is destined. These are people who've been through things. Kids need to understand, like, in Baltimore, yo, I don't got nobody to look up to. Yo, it's okay to be a square.
Yeah.
It's okay to have a job making $60,000 a year. It's okay to drive a, shout out to Subaru, I need an endorsement. It's okay to drive a Subaru. It's okay to wear New Balance. New Balance, come on, lock into. I don't need designer. I don't need Rollies. To the brothers who got it, shout out to y'all. But we need better mentors, man. We need to put our children in
Right.
these programs until they be making them calls like, Sheena, can you help me with my son? He's on drugs. So you had the mentor. How was the mentor?
She was wonderful. She was some type of scientist. I think a neuroscientist or something.
White lady,
She
black
wa-
lady?
White.
Oh, not that
She
bad.
went to
We
Hopkins.
need
She went to
more
Brown
black
University, and then she went to Hopkins Graduate School.
That's smart.
So, and I had wanted to do forensic because I was always obsessed with like crime. And you know, I still watch the ID
You still
channel
watch
now.
ID
Like,
channel all day long.
right.
Yeah, I watch
Snaps.
girls like
I mean,
that. They crazy.
Yeah, you know, how to commit a perfect murder.
Okay.
But I'm not.
You heard that, right?
But anyway,
I got
so
life insurance today, so but go ahead.
so I wanted to do like forensic pathology, like study serial killers, like do criminal profiling for the FBI and all that stuff. So she, helped me, guide me through like different programs and different colleges and schools that had what I was looking for. And we found Washington College, and they had a scholarship for people that were in the honor society. So, and I was in the honor society at Lake Clifton, so I wound up getting a scholarship. So
It
that's
probably ain't
how.
hard to make honor roll at Lake Clifton.
Really, thank
I'm
you.
sorry, I'm just joking. Go ahead, but listen, I'm just joking.
But yeah. So that's how I ended up going to college. Because if it wasn't that, I was gonna go to hair school or something. Because I
Yeah,
was doing hair too at the time. I had been doing hair since I was like
yeah.
11. But I just wanted something different. I didn't want to go to a HBCU and be around black people or nothing. Not trying to be bougie or nothing like
You
that. But
wanted to get
I
away from
lived,
home.
yeah, I
You
lived
wanted to
in the
get away
city
from
my whole
home.
life. I mean,
Goddamn right.
I grew up on Holbrook and Huffman.
And I be thinking
I,
she ain't lying about where she
hey,
grew up
I'm
at.
telling you,
But go on, you grew up on
Port.
Holbrook,
I was on Port and Ashland. I lived
Port
around
National,
there. Where else did I live? Off Hartford and 25th, Garrett
Hartford
Avenue.
25th. You lived on West Baltimore by the meeting, where your mother threw the dog out the
Yeah,
third store.
Harlem Avenue.
Harlem Avenue,
A whole bunch, like up the village.
Emerson Village.
I
Now
lived
let
a
me tell
whole
you what
bunch of
Dern
different.
told me. Shout out to my brother Dern again. He said, Kevin, that's not normal.
No.
It's not normal for us, for a child, to go from here to there to here to there, live with this person, sleep on that person's floor, go to
Right.
share this person's clothes, get this. It's not normal
Right.
for us as a people to say, "What's going on, bruh? Oh boy, you know how it is, boy. Same shit, different toilet, my nigga. You know that's not normal.
Right.
That's PTSD.
Yeah.
And then you have to make it through that. And then you go to college.
Oh, my mother.
You go to college, and
Yeah.
then you have, let's speed up. You have your first child.
Yeah. So I was pregnant when I graduated from college. I was like 5 months pregnant.
What did you graduate from college with?
Bachelor's in sociology.
Sociology.
Yeah.
Good.
And I got honors on my thesis because you had to do like a big, huge research project to finish.
Damn,
But
you got a master's and I got a GED.
I don't have no master's.
I mean,
I'm
you
done
got-
with school.
I mean,
but
you
I
got
did.
you got college degree and I got a
Yeah.
GED.
No, you working on your degree now.
My ADT.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to school to be a drug and alcohol
There
counselor.
you
I'm gonna be
go.
the greatest counselor in the world. I'm gonna roam the streets and try to help people get off the streets and help people stop getting high and mental health and help people get therapists. But until then, I gotta stay focused. So a lot of times when we home, right? And I just want to say thank you for finding and seeing something in me that allowed me to make you my wife. Me and Sheena just got married about a week ago, right? Oh no, 2 weeks ago.
2
See,
weeks.
fucked up. Sorry, Hamp said I gotta stay. See,
That's
but
all
no,
right. I know what
I
you
just
mean.
want to say this, that I'm so glad that God gave you the strength to stick in there with me, to believe in me, to trust in me, to motivate me, to help me find the true me. Because a lot of us are out here. We say we men, but we really lost. We really those same 6-year-old boys. We still struggling with stuff. So I just wanted to give you your flowers right then and there, right?
Thank you.
Nah, because it's a lot of women and men that's dealing with, have significant others that they just don't see no hope in it. People got to push through it. Go ahead and listen.
But it's not just, a lot of people think, I'm the savior.
Yeah, my
and-
man saved me. What's wrong with them?
But we have been that strength for each other, that catalyst for each other, you know what I mean? Because you came at a time in my life, like I said, I was going through a huge transition and I felt like I needed to change and fix everybody.
About to make me cry, man.
And you showed me, you gave me those tools to learn that I had to fix myself. Nobody's ever done that for me. You made me look at me and see what, you know what I mean, the things that you were going through, it was like a mirror, so thank you.
Yeah, I did that. No, I just wanted to get that out of there.
But this is why, we need this platform.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
For the young girl that's lost,
That's why.
the young boy that's lost, that has no hope or feels like it's no hope, that they can't do anything, for the people that need help with understanding like how to assist someone that's going through mental illness, or going through substance abuse, or going through domestic violence, any of those things that cause trauma in your life, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
there's somebody out there that can relate to that you're not alone, you know.
yeah.
So we want to create a platform for people to be able to heal, for people to know that you're not alone. You know, we get messages all the time. We get calls all the time. What's your why?
So I feel like in order for people to heal, we have to have a safe space that we able to be honest at. Because you know, one of the biggest lies that we tell, especially us as men, black men, white men, people ask you how you doing, and the first thing we be like, oh boy, I'm good. Nah, man, it's okay to tell somebody like, yo, I feel fucking lost. Shout out to my brother Hummer and all that, man. We talking, we tell each other like, yo, I feel lost. So one of my whys is I am PTSD, to create a safe space for us to get open and honest with each other. You talked about the messages that we
Yeah.
get. And first and foremost, thank you. I never thought that you recording me all
Oh yeah,
intoxicated and like looking like death and smelling
yeah.
like death.
Let's
I never thought that those videos would come back
Me neither.
to be helpful.
Let's
And
talk about that.
yeah, like yo, look. So I'm clean, I'm sober. I got about 4 or 5 months clean. And then one day one of my friends asked me, Kev, let's go out. So I'm like, bet, let's go out. I got a couple dollars in my name. I ain't been nowhere in about 4 months. I said, yo, you know what? We was going down to Angie's. Angie Seafood. And he drinks. He think long as I'm with him and I'm drinking, it's not going to make me want to use drugs. Alcohol is a drug.
Alcohol is a drug.
People are alcoholics and don't know it. But whatever. I went out with her one day, I went out with him, Bird, and I ain't come home for 2 months.
For 2 months.
I came home, I was shooting dope in my neck. I had caught a staph infection. I was a bum. And I came, knocked on the door, and Sheena whipped out her phone and started talking and recorded that. And she said, when he get 1 year sober, I'm going to show him these videos. And it broke my heart. But over 300,000 people have seen them, right?
Yeah.
And from people seeing those videos, we can't be ashamed of our past, man.
Right.
From people seeing those videos, Bird, this is what I get. Daily we get these. This is from somebody in Arkansas. Peace and blessings, bro. I don't really know you, but your videos are helping me. I'm struggling with addiction right now, and I just can't seem to shake this shit. It seems like when life gets hard, I want to use more to mask my pain. This shit got me down bad right now, bro. How can you help me? Wow. And Sheena get mad at me because sometimes it be 9, 10 o'clock at night. I don't know this person from a can of paint, but somebody did for me what I'm trying to do for people. This is what I said. Hit me up whenever you want to talk. I really appreciate that, bro. I'm about to shoot you a text. Remember, Bird, I was in here the other day, a dude texted me, right? It don't stop, right? Hi, Kevin. I don't really know you. I just know you as PTSD Kev.
Look at that.
I'm 3 weeks out of a mental hospital. I thank you and your queen for sharing your story. It's been hard facing people that seems to want to break me down. But I showed my husband your videos, and he is now stepping up in more ways than one.
Look at that.
He's helping me take the load off. He understands that we all have issues, and he is willing to help me and my mental health. Thank you and your wife for showing me that there's peace and love amongst us.
Look at that.
And it goes on and on and on and on and on, right? But
Even not even, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go
Even
ahead.
not even in the DMs, just us out in public. People,
Yeah.
you know, oh my
Yeah.
God, y'all follow y'all so funny, or
Yeah.
y'all give us hope and support, and
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
and it's
So
just,
that's my
it's-
why. To answer your question, this is my why. Let's tap into the brain of me. This is my why. This is why I want to create. And thank you for being the first guest on, for real, on who better to start it than you, than the IMPT, Proof That Success is Destined network show. I want to create a safe space for people to reach out, share, and vent, and for us to connect. The lady who has the son who needs mental health and mentor, We want to be able to talk with her and refer her to Dern. The kid who has come from a fatherless home, the single mother who was raising the little boy, we want to be that safe space for her to call, reach out, and connect her to Tendea or I am mentality, right?
Somebody
Tremaine
for
cares.
treatment, yeah, or
Somebody
somebody
that
need
wants
treatment.
addiction treatment. These treatment centers are placed on street corners. We want to be that one on Sundays we just walk around, hand out socks, and like people be like, yo, I'm trying to go to treatment. But first and foremost, we must keep our mental health and our spirit intact to help people. So my why is sort of like, why not?
Right.
You know, this is Baltimore City, man.
So now
We need to help each other. Go ahead.
let's talk about what we want, what we have in store in the future, like what we want to do as far as having more of these. We want to have, discussions, open discussions,
Yes.
live shows with
open
audiences,
discussions. Yes.
out at parks, different places, just for people to come free, just to come and talk, have special guests, regular, people just like us.
Yeah. So like we talk about that. I have friends that's been married for 20 plus years and they have a lot of goddamn fun. We just trying to bring a positive energy back and have a place for people to come and conversate and show that we are proof that success is destined. Too many times in our city that we had these events and I'm against the rap shows and stuff, but like we want to create a place. We need a space. We want to use a park for people to come out, bring their kids. We talk about a topic, pass the mic around, show that you can be married, you can be black, white, brown, or whatever from this city. You could work at the hospital. I could be an electrician, and we buy fucking houses and wear designers and still live life like celebrities.
Yeah, that's right.
And I want to create a space where these mentor programs, the Uncle T's and the Derns and Brandon Johnson and my other man Brandon, for them to bring their young men and women to and say, look at this. This city does have good goddamn people there. And guess what? They ain't celebrities. But we are in our own element. That is our why.
Tremaine has helped us tremendously.
Oh,
DTLR,
man.
yes.
I love Tremaine.
See it in the back.
I love Tremaine.
You know.
And Devin. Devin Walker.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Devin seeing something to fight the stigma, this thing would never really be in existence.
That's right.
So that is the why. The why is that like we want to create a safe space in our parks and these little new parks that they're building, these buildings that y'all have. We want to invite people out. We want to invite people like Zinger, people like Kevin Opus, Smooth and them, these real estate guys,
and
the
these
barber,
politicians, these senators and stuff, so they can come out and see what's
out so we can show the person that don't really have no hope. Like, yo, because you don't have a wicked jump shop or sell crack rock like Biggie, you can be okay with being an electrician.
That's right.
It's okay to come out to talk to a plumber. We want to connect people with people who are really proof that success is destined. I come a long way, man. 2 years ago, I was shooting dope in an old house, man.
You was in a nursing home.
I was in a nursing home. I had to learn how to walk again, man. From sticking needles in my groin. You talk about the little kid who had both his parents, his brother, did the Boy Scouts and took trips and all that. That smoked weed, did E's, did Molly, drank liquor, did perks, did dope, did coke, did crack. I know you don't like hearing all that. But that's where it started to where I'm at today. And I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for a group of people.
Right.
So we want to connect these people, the new mayor, whoever they is. We need for our people to show our youth and our people that we can be okay with being normal.
That's right.
You went through all you went through. You graduated high school. You graduated college. You were a single mother of two beautiful young boys, homeowner, federal clearance, worked for Social Security. You know what I'm saying? Now you're my wife, and now you are the better half of creating this positive energy that we trying to create.
Right.
It's so many other women that been through what you've been through, And I'm creating a safe space for them to sit down and talk about it. And the goal is to have 50 people out here listening.
Yep.
Mentor programs out here listening. So when you get up, the young girl who don't have no hope, she can get your number. And when my buddy like Kev or Smooth or them come here and sit down, when they get up, the young boy can get their number and
That's
learn
right.
real estate. That's my why. That's our why. And that is proof that success is destined. And we can't do it alone.
Right.
We
need
can't
help.
do it alone.
We need sponsors. We need donors.
We need
We
help.
need partnerships. We need people that's willing to mentor, that's willing to spread the word. We want to do outreach.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and go into different communities and spread resources for substance abuse
Going
treatment.
into these high schools. Nowadays, going into these middle schools.
Yeah. 'Cause
It needs to
they
be
get
more
younger and
things.
younger.
It needs to be more places like the Bird House, man, where people. Prime example, and I ain't just tooting your horn because you here, but a person who take the time out of their day and set this up and allow us to get our emotions and our dreams out. This is
Right.
a safe space for our children to be at. Learn videography. Learn how to start podcasts. But if they're gonna dump, if these politicians gonna dump, check this out. Why in the hell do we need a multi-million-dollar chess club down by the post office, but they can't come pay the rent for the Birdhouse?
Oh, well, it's chess club.
It's a chess club across
I
from
don't
the
even know
post
how to play
office.
chess.
They shut down the homeless station and built the chess club, but that's a whole
Wow.
other story. So we for the future, we want to be able to have these sit downs where people like, I love April to death, and I'm gonna say this, right? I remember shooting dope and coke behind Miami Street, behind my buddy April's beauty salon. And shout out to my brother Eric who worked there too, right? And I used to be so shameful and geeked out that I would think that they was peeking out of the back window. And I became a flat out bum. And every time I seen people like April or Eric or Brandon and them at the We Are One shop, right? I would be ashamed. And I would put my head down. And all they would do is just speak. But those are people that I pray take a seat right here and tell the world, tell these kids what their life was like. The abandonment, their mothers on drugs. And now they raised up in our city. And now they are entrepreneurs. So that's our why, man. I want to give some hope to the hopeless, man. And we are proof that success is destined. I am. I know damn well you are. Bird, you are. I don't know how much do you know that your work is impactful to this city, and that these
Absolutely.
politicians and these endorsement companies and these people need to come here and get the work done. We have to start somewhere, and we starting right here.
That's right.
I love you.
Love you too.
I thank you. One message you can say to the young girl who feel hopeless right now.
Don't
Not
give
even
up.
a young girl, shit, the woman
Listen,
first.
don't give up. Pray. Somebody is listening. Somebody is listening. Pray. Find you somebody that you can talk to, and just don't give up.
One thing I can say to the young man, the father, the brother, the person who feel like life ain't got no win for him. If you always do what you always did, you're going to always get what you always got. And if you're going through something, just keep going. Just keep going. If you stop, you already lose. Half the fight is over once you show up. And I thank Bird House. I thank Tremaine Cares, Elijah and them at the Tendere, Devin Walker, the Uncle T's, and I just thank all them people who are trying to do the work, man.
Right.
And I can't wait to show that this city got so many people, the Sharifs and all them other people that are proof that success is destined. Nobody will know how we got to where we are unless we let them know what we've been through. Unless we let them know what we've been through. You know,
That's right.
Sharif didn't blink his eye one day and have a restaurant. It took some work. So if you're going through something, keep going.